Good evening, everyone. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another coffee rant with Dano and my mutilated Bucky's mug. Already had coffee in it. Didn't want to get Frank out. Frank the Bald Eagle coffee mug. He is taking a break. So tonight, guys, we're going to talk about some things that I have noticed have been going up in price other than food. We do have some food items that we are going to talk about, but I'm going to save that toward the end of this video, as I feel some of these things are important, especially for entertainment purposes. So, a lot of things in electronics I have noticed have been going up in price. I was looking the other day, being a YouTuber, I'm always looking at ways to advance the channel and make things look better and different things. Although I do have all the cameras that I need to do said YouTube job, I've noticed that camera equipment has really been going up in price. Really big. I saw where a Canon camera that was $899 is now $979. The DJI Osmo Pocket 3, not the Creator Combo, just the regular little DJI Osmo Pocket 3 has gone from like $519 to $799 just for, that's not with the Creator Combo that I got a year ago. Well, maybe not a year ago, but I think I paid like $6 something, like maybe $649. It comes with a lot of other things, extra battery pack, all the good stuff. I don't even know how much that is. I couldn't even find it online. All they were selling was the little part, the main camera, which was $519 to $799. Over the last week, a couple of you guys have mentioned different car parts that you have noticed that have been going up in price. I haven't really followed too much as far as cars go, but yeah, everything that has metal attached to it, most likely going to go up in price. If canned goods are going up in price because of metal, then cars are definitely going to go up in price as well. So besides metal, some of the, I meant to mention laptops too. I was looking at laptops, as most of you know. I managed to fix mine again. I don't know, it's some kind of hardware/software issue. Somehow I'm able to fix it with some software. I don't know how I do it. I just kind of like do things, and sometimes it like kicks back into gear and starts working. So until this completely fries out completely, that is what I'm going to do, especially because laptops that I was looking at that were $400 and $500, cheap ones, just to, just to edit videos, that's pretty much all I use it for, are now $700 or $800. I mean, electronics, for whatever reason, are skyrocketing in price. So, as I say in most of our store videos and stuff, if you find a sale and you need something, you might want to jump on it quick, because these things are going up in price. Okay, so next on the list here is something we've kind of talked a little bit about, but I've noticed more and more in the stores, basically as we've been talking. A lot of you guys have been leaving this down in the comments too. Deodorants, oral hygiene products, stuff like toothpaste, mouthwash, toothbrushes. Notice that these things are starting to go up significantly. And the sad thing is we noticed this just a few months ago, like 3 or 4 months ago. We saw where different cheaper toothpaste was going up significantly. Some like $1 or more. Different like Listerine has gone up in price. Even the cheapest mouthwashes. These kind of things I feel we may start seeing go up at Dollar Tree as well. Especially if they start bringing in more name brand products. This is something we talked about with Dollar Tree months or even a year ago when they started raising prices on all these things, was when they start bringing in name brand products. Well, that kind of opens up the door for advertising for their products that are a lot cheaper, and then they look a lot cheaper once they go up to $1.50. I would not be surprised if places like Dollar Tree start doing this. And a lot of you have commented, some new viewers to the channel, welcome, that Dollar Tree is starting to look more and more like Family Dollar. I actually said this in our last video where we went shopping at Dollar Tree. I said this store is starting to look like Family Dollar. I mean, it really is. It really is. They're taking down signs. They're taking down signs that had normally said, $3, $4, $5, and they're leaving those open to the stickers. Now it's starting to look like a regular grocery store as far as like some of the different like refrigerated items and stuff. meaning that those prices could go up at any given time. But back to stuff that is not food, something else I noticed the other day. I saw a bicycle at Walmart that used to be $79.99. I remember I was pointing that out back at Christmas time, and I thought to myself, well, that could have just been maybe a Christmas price, holiday price, but that same bike, that same exact Huffy, is now $169.99. So that has gone from $79.99, which could have been if it was an incredible deal, to $149 or $169.99. That's what it was, $169.99. I couldn't believe it. I was like, how is this? I almost thought, and this did kind of go across my brain, was did they have the wrong price on it before? It was either on sale or it was in the wrong spot. So, I mean, that could have been too. But I've also noticed some other little things too. Look at games. Look at games like board games. Board games. Video games and stuff like that are going up too. But I want to focus on board games here for a minute. You know, stuff that you can do with the whole family, get away from the TV, use the brain a little bit, and Monopoly, stuff like that. I've noticed a lot of these games have been getting a lot more expensive too. Speaking of Monopoly, and you can probably find Monopoly games, you know, like your basic ones for right around $19, maybe $24.99, but I've been seeing them for $30 to $35. And this is kind of where I've kind of had an issue with places like Ollie's. Now, I don't know if Ollie's, they might not even know this, and you guys know that I love Ollie's, but a lot of those games that I was seeing at Ollie's for like $30, $35, I'm thinking to myself, I could get this cheaper at Walmart. Now, we've always said that Ollie's has kind of been like a hit or miss, but I mean, some of these games for $30, $35, I'm like, wow, I mean, I've never seen the games that I've looked at Ollie's, like Risk for $30. I mean, come on, that just seems a bit much at a bargain outlet store. And right now, I will say this, we've had a couple people that have mentioned, I know somebody had spoke about a grocery outlet coming up to Columbus, and asked if I had ever been to a grocery outlet. Yes, I went to a grocery outlet out on the east side of Cincinnati, okay, and some of you have asked why I haven't been back there. I did not care for the place at all. I honestly, I kind of thought it was a ripoff. I mean, but also, it's not really worth me going out to a store that's kind of pretty small. I thought it was going to be a lot bigger, to maybe get a couple deals, you know, on stuff that maybe I would buy. And maybe it's a little different than what it was. I went for the grand opening, and I got to say, I was pretty disappointed. I was like, and that was another thing. Like a month ago, I know I read an article where they were saying that a grocery outlet had put the wrong prices of what people were saying they were in other stores. I don't think I said anything, but I do remember I was like, because they kind of do like Ollie's, where other people's prices are this price. And I'm thinking to myself, I thought to myself, I'm like, everywhere I go is cheaper than this. If it was more expensive, I would not have remembered it. I would have just been like, oh, okay, well, you know, because like Ollie's, usually when it says other people's prices, usually they undercut that a little bit. Like if Ollie's is selling it for $8 and they say other people's prices is 10, usually at other stores, I'll notice like it might be 11 or 12. You know what I mean? So I feel like Ollie's does that on purpose. Okay. And I've said to family friends, like, you know, people who've asked me about grocery outlet, if I thought that, you know, the prices were better than a lot of other stores, they have a couple good deals, but it wasn't enough to really want me to go back. And that is one thing that I noticed was like a lot of the prices that they were saying were other people's prices. I remember saying, like, what are they comparing this to? World Foods Market or Whole Foods Market? You comparing this to Amazon? I don't know. I don't know. I was not impressed with the place. But if you live close to one, you know, I'm sure they have different deals. Like everywhere else, they have different deals every week. You know, so it might be worth checking out. But that was another thing. Like, usually when a store, first impressions are everything, right? I mean, everything. First impressions are everything. When I walked into that store, I remember like the best sale that I saw was like on a 3-pack of onions. And then everything else there was like, what is this? None of this is a deal. So at that point, I was like, okay, well, we'll just check it out, but it's not looking good here when your best sales up here. You know, places like Kroger and Amazon, what's that place? Sam's Club and Costco, you know, they all put their best deals up front. They're like, look, if, you know, they probably have record sales on that stuff that they're putting up front, so you know they know people are going to buy it. Or maybe they put the stuff up front thinking that maybe they don't sell it usually, but there's some amazing deals on it. You might buy it this time. I didn't get that feeling with Grocery Outlet, but anyway, and I haven't been there since the massive price increases over the last 6 or 7 months. So I don't know. Might pay another visit at some point. Not going through an hour's worth of traffic out of my way to a place that I was not very impressed with. Now, there's some other things that people have been talking about. One of our longtime viewers was talking about a different vacation area that you were doing down in Florida, that you were going to Disney. You said the prices were completely outrageous. Disney prices have always been outrageous. I just wanted to talk on this for a second too. They are a lot more expensive now than they have been. But one thing I will say for you and anybody else who is watching right now that is planning an Orlando vacation, more is less. So if you can't just go to like Universal Studios or SeaWorld or Disney for like a day. If you go there for one day, you're going to spend a fortune. And if your luck is like mine, you will show up there on a day when it is slam packed. So you need to get like a 3 or 4 day ticket, right? And then when you do that, those prices drop significantly. Anyway, kind of jotted a couple notes down here of things I wanted to talk about with you guys, but let's take a sip of Starbucks. Yeah, Starbucks doesn't seem too expensive now with all some of these other coffees going up in price. But anyway, I've been well stocked on it, so that's what we're drinking today. But I hope you guys have had a great weekend. I just wanted to talk about a couple things, mostly that you guys have been discussing in the comments. We've known about a lot of the different toothpaste and stuff like that going up in the stores. I always say if you find any of these buy 5 or more save $1 each deals, like throughout Kroger or some of these digital coupons, that is the time to buy, because these are going up too. Because it's not just the metal. Remember, you got to look over here, for everything that's having that domino effect, or just a company saying, hey, you know what, these guys are raising their prices. Let's do it too. This is the time, right? And it's frustrating. It really is. But some of these other things that we're seeing too, people keep commenting on beef, and it's like, yeah, beef prices, they're pretty expensive. It's the best sale that I'd seen on any beef was at Kroger, or at least on steaks anyway, was their ribeye family packs. They were on sale for $9.99. Believe that was on a digital coupon, $9.99 a pound. And that sale, I do believe, is going on until Tuesday, which will be July 6th, 7th, 8th, July 8th, I guess, will be the day that ends. I'm pretty sure that continues till then. And that could vary state to state, city to city, with those Kroger deals. But guys, everything's going up. It was kind of, seeing the different electronics and stuff. I've kind of been looking at some other things, like what else is going up in price. Make sure you let us know down in the comments anything that you're noticing go up in price at the stores as well. Somebody mentioned Lowe's the other day. I forget what the product you were talking about. You said it had jumped up like $40. Some kind of, was it like a hedge trimmer or something? Some kind of, like a turner or like a chain or something. Or was it a chainsaw? Somebody mentioned the prices at Lowe's. A lot of these things were going up in price. And again, I'm just trying to think of what everybody's been talking about, because, we got to do this, guys. We got to chat about these things so that, you may help your neighbor. You may help a family member, save a little bit of money on something. If something is too much here, maybe you can look online. Maybe, sometimes it's cheaper to get it on Amazon. Actually, most of the time it's cheaper to get it on Amazon, or you can look into Walmart Plus, some of these online options. So if at least you're going to pay the price, at least you're saving yourself a trip. Somebody mentioned the thing about Kroger Boost program. I will say at the Kroger here in Cincinnati, they were doing this the other day. They were offering a free Boost membership. Now, I don't know if that is going on all week. Check online to see if that is still available. That could most certainly vary from city to city, state to state. But if you have an opportunity to get the free Boost program, I mean, it's a delivery service through Kroger. I do believe it's their $50 a year version, which it may have changed, but they used to offer fuel points with the Boost membership with stuff you purchase as well. Might be like 2 times, and I think if you do the $100 membership, I think it's 4 times fuel points. Not really too sure. Some of it has changed over the last year or so. So for one, check online, make sure that Boost delivers to you, which Kroger says they can deliver to a lot of people across the U.S. now. So it is another option. You also want to watch, because I know with Sam's Club, sometimes items can cost more at Sam's Club when you order online. So you want to make sure that you're getting the right deals on Kroger and saving the most money that you can. But hey, if they're offering the free Boost membership, join up. It's not really a thing for me. I go to the store. I don't know. I wouldn't order online through them just because I go to the store all the time. But, it's definitely worth it, if you don't want to drive, especially today. Like, I don't want to go out anywhere today. It is 90-something degrees, oppressively hot. It is ridiculous. I am just chilling. Jess is chilling in the other room, just hanging out, sitting in the AC. It's nice. It was pretty rough last night. It was really hot, and then doing all the festivities for 4th of July and everything. Thank you everybody who mentioned. Thank you everybody for thinking of us in the 4th of July and all that stuff. And we hope everybody had a good time, enjoyed yourselves. I know we had an absolute blast. Well, guys, I hope everybody has a great weekend. Don't forget to comment down below if you have any information on different products that are going up in price. We already know a lot of the different foods, but if you happen to see anything in the grocery stores or beyond, make sure you let everybody know. Guys, thank you so much for watching. Have a great night.